There's a lot to unpack in this game between two of the best teams from each conference. We've got the Celtics burning the league up, while the Rockets' ultra small ball turning the league upside down, with Russ playing the best basketball of his career and one of the craziest finishes we'll ever see. So join me as I break down the details you might have missed in this game and whether or not either of these teams are the real deal. So let's start off with me saying something that might shock you. Russell Westbrook is playing the best basketball I've ever seen him play. Over the season, he's taking about 11 field goal attempts at the rim and shooting 61% from there. Of the 15 starting guards who have taken at least 300 shots at the rim, Russ ranks 5th in field goal percentage. In the 9 games since the Rockets got Covington and haven't played a traditional center, Russ has jumped to over 67% at the rim and well over 13 attempts per game. And he feasted in this game with Tatum gambling, leaving the defense exposed. Hayward simply must stop the ball in this situation, seeing Tice is too slow to get back and protect the rim. On the long rebound, Brown picks up Russ on the right wing, and everything is okay until Tatum gets caught standing still and watching the ball. Brown gets caught switching to the cutter, forgetting the ball is the most important thing, and it's another wide open layup. Finally, they make Russ work a little bit for it on this high pick and roll. I don't like Wanamaker's effort to start the possession, and check the gorgeous crossover to split the defenders. And nice job to duck by the help and finish with the left, the kind of shot he used to miss when going too fast to control the ball. The Celtics had a lot to offer as well, led by a very balanced attack in the first half. Jaylen Brown impressed me the most, and you can see the ultra-switchy Rockets defense at work on this handoff. Harden picks up Tice, Covington switches to Hayward, and Tucker is now on Tatum. Brown just rips through and gallops all the way to the hoop, bringing Daniel House with him. And it was a run early in the second that threatened to end this game early as Jason Tatum continued his scorching hot shooting from outside on this ISO 3 ball on Jeff Green. But it was Brown's defense that also stood out to me in the first half. He destroys this pick and roll by jumping out and ripping Jeff Green, and finishes it all off with a nice lefty behind the back dime to Williams. Then he gives us all the lesson on the best way to defend Harden on the wing. He's not content to sit back and let him do his dance. He gets aggressive, then very physical to hold his ground. The clapping is a nice touch. He doesn't get completely beat, riding Harden along the lane line till Semi can stand in and take the charge, forcing the turnover. In another sign of growth from Westbrook, in a 2-for-1 at the end of the half, in past years, he would have just chucked up a long three-pointer that most likely wouldn't have gotten very close. Instead, he's patient, drives under control, lets Brown fly by before rising up for a little 10-footer off one leg to close the gap before halftime. But here's how the Rockets' ultra-small ball slowly began to cause problems. With Daniel Tice afraid of leaving PJ Tucker open in the corner, where he's a sharpshooter, Harden can snap a pass back to Russ, who immediately attacks on the catch. Tatum takes a bad angle on the closeout, and Tice has no hope of getting to the rim to stop this from happening. And the third quarter saw the Rockets hit 7 threes. That's their plan. Eventually, they'll heat up. Smart throws his dribble away. It doesn't take long. Hayward doesn't realize he should be picking up Covington, leaving Tice to run at him. There's the sidestep. Easy shot, easy three. Did you want to know why Tice is afraid of helping off of Tucker in the corner? As a traditional big man, he's going to instinctually want to help near the basket, even though Brown was in perfect position and needed no help. Easy pass, easy shot, easy three. In the open court, here's a foolish attempt by Marcus Smart to take a charge on the driving Harden, leaving them naked in the weak side corner for another shoot-around shot for one of the best corner shooters in the league. And to give you an idea how defensive rotations are supposed to work, the drive comes from the left side, so Tice properly rotates over as the lowest defender. Hayward's job is to split the two weak side defenders and then close out to whomever Harden passes it to. The guy who got beat off the dribble would then need to close out to the second pass. Romeo Langford never does this. Jaylen Brown tries to get over there, but it's too late. Eric Gordon is wide open for another three. This whole sequence captured the essence of the fourth quarter in overtime. Decent defense to contain James Harden's ISO on top. The contest encourages the miss, but while Ogilvy does well to pick up the cutter to the rim, Brown doesn't slide down to pick up House flying in from the corner. That leads to the nice tip dunk and a 2-point lead for the Rockets midway through the fourth. When the Celtics get into their offense, it's working okay until Brown decides to drive the moment Williams is coming over to set a ball screen for him. There's nowhere to go against the physical D, and then Smart jacks up this bad shot with 10 on the clock. Williams hustles to get to the board, Tatum is open, but there's House hustling to get a contest. That one breaks, but again, they get the long rebound. Smart gets into the paint, nice dish to Tatum. This is the shot Stevens wanted, but they can't convert once again. Here's a 1-2-2 zone as Stevens is desperate to interrupt the Rockets' rhythm. In this alignment, a pass to the right wing is Brown's man. Why he runs to the corner, I have no idea. Another wide open shot, and it's got me saying, can you hear me shaking my head? Down 4 with 2 minutes left, Tatum gets the matchup he wants on the switch and elevates over Russ, but just misses the long shot. Again, the perils of playing so small is giving up offensive rebounds, but watch Covington recover quickly from getting elbowed in the face to block his third shot of the game. Check this out. Since coming to the Rockets, Covington is averaging 3 blocks a game, almost twice as many as Clint Capella was giving to the Rockets as a traditional center. I have no idea if he'll keep this up, but even if it goes down, it'll probably level off around Capella's production anyway, plus he can shoot a lot better than Capella can. Again, remember what I said about Tice helping off the corner? He keeps doing it, and while they get away with it on the Tucker miss, holy moly did Russ just destroy the rim with his tip dunk. Marcus Smart never even checked where Russ was, much less boxed him out, and that's a serious highlight that probably should have ended the game early. With Smart guarding Tucker in the corner, he again lets his man get into the lane for the offensive rebound, and with a 7-point lead under a minute to go, this game should be completely over. Harden forces the mismatch, winds the clock down, and can't hit. And the one thing they don't want to allow is a quick run out and a bucket. Watch Tice with the run blocking downfield. This isn't legal, but when Harden gets caught pushing Tice into his own man, here's an interesting conundrum. Tice is the one fouled, so he should be shooting the free throw, not Tatum. It gets worse. Up 5 with some light pressure, Harden decides to throw a 30-foot bounce pass? What? Just loop it over Hayward's head. Instead, they cut it to 3 when the Rockets don't all hustle back. Down 4, the Celtics don't have a lot of time and need to get the best shot they can as quickly as they can. Marcus Smart comes up with a huge one as Russ doesn't want to foul him, and now it's a 1-point game. After fouling and 2 free throws, this is it. A perfect opportunity for the Rockets to take the foul and not even let the Celtics get a chance at tying the game with a 3. Tatum blows the first free throw. Everyone now knows he's going to miss the next one on purpose, but I love how he quick shoots it before people are ready. That said, the ball caroms right out the front of the rim and would have headed right to where James Harden was standing until he decides to jump forward and drift into the lane, then go after it with only one hand. It's almost like the basketball gods preordained this because the likelihood of the ball bouncing exactly this way to an open Jaylen Brown behind the line are astronomical. And then the odds he hits it aren't amazingly awesome either, but bang! To borrow a Breen phrase, Brown ties this thing up at the buzzer and we get some extra minutes. Amazing. And the Celtics were on the verge of taking control of the extra frame and the game. Tatum blocks Russ's attempt at the rim. Smart pushes it up the middle on a 3-on-1 break. Great bounce pass for the Hayward layup. But small ball forced the Celtics into a lineup with no rim protection. Hayward allows middle penetration to Harden's left, and Tatum should have absolutely been helping off of Russ to protect the rim. In some foreshadowing, the Celtics take too long to get into their set, despite being up by 1. Nothing really happens until there are 7 seconds left on the clock, with Tatum trying to isolate against the Rockets' best defender. Even though they finally get the right switch, there's no time left, and they have to burp up a bad shot. With a chance to take control of this game, Marcus Smart gets into the lane, then tries an off-foot lefty layup over Russ. It's a make-or-miss league, and you just can't miss these. It still felt good for Boston after Tice rotates to block this Harden layup. The right decision was to hit Tucker in the corner. Now, why Tatum decided to do a multi-dribble ISO on one of the most lockdown defenders in the league is a curious decision, and it only got worse from there with this ridiculously wild spinning geyser of a flip. But Tice is right there to... never mind. This time they try and force a switch, and they get Tucker on the ground. Gordon is stuck out of position on the Hayward wide open three. Smart gets the rebound, and that should be the game. Don't! Our friend Marcus Smart makes it another bad play, getting stripped and on the floor, while Harden gets right to the basket and drawing a foul to get 2 free throws. And that brings us to the final possession. Well, it shouldn't have been the final possession, since teams that are behind with 20 seconds left should be pushing the ball up to get the best shot you can as quickly as you can. The field goal percentage of all teams this year when behind by a point with 10 seconds left is 33%, so you can't bank on scoring here. You want to squeeze as many possessions as you can out of these precious seconds. Instead, the Celtics basically wind the clock down and don't really start looking at the basket till there are 12 seconds left. Why they run a flare screen to get Tatum open is a bit strange, knowing that a simple ball screen forces the switch for Tatum to attack the mismatch. Now they've got nothing going on, and this screen gets their second best defender on Brown with no time left. He gets a decent look for the win, but because they wasted so much time, even though Tice eventually gets the rebound and even hits the shot, it's too late. The clock had expired and the Rockets come away with the win. The bottom line about this small ball thing Daryl Morey has put together is that they're not necessarily trying to blow every team out by 20. They simply want to have one more point than the other team when the final buzzer sounds. Meanwhile, they've unlocked Russell Westbrook, who's got space to score at the rim and is now finishing at an elite level. Covington is giving them so much more on the defensive end than Capella was, plus all that spacing. And now that Harden is back to his normal shooting percentages, you've got a team that will cause nightmares for the rest of the NBA and will require better coaching and player decisions down the stretch to beat them. Either way, the list of teams that have enough talent and coaching to do that isn't very long, and I won't be surprised to see them creep up in the standings by as many as 2 spots. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to B-Ball Breakdown so you can get alerted right away when we drop a new video. This season will be filled with incredible content, so don't miss it. You in?